We still have 2 movies left from the Fast and Furious franchise. After the 9th part was finally released following several postponements, there is now news about Fast and Furious 10. As Universal has announced, the 10th part will be released on April 7th, 2023 in the United States. Lead actor Vin Diesel did not miss the opportunity to hint at the story of the grand finale. When asked why 2 more films were being released, the 54-year-old claimed that Universal did not believe it was able to tell the story in just one single film. In addition to Vin Diesel, it is highly likely that Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson, and Swan Kang will be back in the cast. As we already reported a few weeks back, Dwayne Johnson will not be returning for the last 2 parts, which might be due to Vin Diesel in particular. What are your thoughts on the Fast and Furious series, and do you really feel that 2 more movies are necessary to conclude the film series for good? Drop a comment down below and let us know. Frank Herbert's Dune book series has enjoyed great popularity since the 1960s. The science fiction story has so far been adapted for the screen in David Lynch's Dune from 1984 and in the 2 miniseries Frank Herbert's Dune and Children of Dune in the early 2000s. Now, the long-awaited remake by Blade Runner 2049 director Denis Villeneuve is scheduled for release this year. Speaking to Games Radar, the 53-year-old affirmed at least to some extent the plans for a sequel. Both Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures are supporting Dune completely, which is why only very poor box office numbers could get in the way of the sequel. Villeneuve already knows what such a sequel could look like. It would not be called Dune 2, but rather Dune Part 2, and would follow the original almost seamlessly. He also already knows who he would put at the focus of the plot. After Timothée Chalamet plays the leading role in Dune Part 1, his co-star Zendaya is to take over in the second part, as Villeneuve revealed in an interview with the Italian magazine Il Venerdì di Repubblica. It would then be in line with the book series, where the character Chani only comes into greater focus in the second half of the first book. In any case, we are excited about Denis Villeneuve's remake, which will be released on October 22nd, 2021. This summer, Disney hit the bullseye with Free Guy. In terms of content, the film ranges somewhere in between The Truman Show, The Matrix, and an open-world video game. This hybrid was well received by critics, movie audiences, as well as the typically critical gamer community. Thus, in this day and age, it's not surprising that they want to directly follow with a sequel. Main actor Ryan Reynolds, whose performance is largely responsible for the movie's success, appears to have nothing but scorn for this idea, however. The 44-year-old tweets that Disney has marketed Free Guy as an IP film for 3 years. In other words, as a completely original story and not a spin-off of an already well-known franchise, only to now want to turn it into a film series. No official announcement has yet been made about the desire for a sequel, though in light of Reynolds' tweet and the extremely lucrative opening weekend, it seems more than plausible. Simply put, using the words of the Deadpool star, woohoo. It has been known for some time that Sam Wilson alias Falcon will become the new Captain America after the end of the Disney Plus series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So far, however, Anthony Mackie had not been officially committed for Captain America 4, which did raise some questions. Now the wait is officially over, since according to Use Magazine Deadline, Mackie has finally signed the contract. Appropriately enough, the 2 of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier writers Malcolm Spellman and Dallin Musson are penning the script. So there's a lot to suggest that Captain America 4 will tie in more or less directly with the Disney Plus series. With the signing of Mackie, one persistent rumor has been dispelled, as some fans were expecting a surprise return of Steve Rogers as Cap until recently. We are definitely looking forward to the new Captain America. Sadly, there is currently no release date for the movie. The first fantasy novel in the Wheel of Time series was published in 1990. In the meantime, a lot has happened with the franchise because Robert Jordan's novel is to become nothing less than Amazon's own Game of Thrones. It's quite an ambitious project and one that has been finished shooting in Eastern Europe over the past 2 years. Some new images published exclusively by Entertainment Weekly give us a first look at the fantasy series. Among other details, we can see the 2 main characters, Egwene Alver and Randall al'Thor, the town of Shadowlogoth at night, as well as the mage Loghain. Content-wise, this series revolves around a team of young men and women who embark on a long journey. Moraine, one of their members, firmly believes that one of the group could be the reincarnation of a powerful individual capable of either saving or destroying humanity. It certainly sounds like an exciting story. Amazon's The Wheel of Time will presumably be released on the streaming service sometime this year. The Lord of the Rings film series owes its success not only to an exciting story and brilliant actors, but also, and above all, to New Zealand. The island state in the southern Pacific Ocean served as the main location for the impressive movie scenery of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit trilogies. It was therefore only natural that Amazon opted to shoot its ambitious Lord of the Rings series there as well. Now, just a few days ago, it was announced that the project would be relocated to the United Kingdom in the future. Although the first season will still be produced in New Zealand, the project will be relocated to Europe for all further episodes. The New Zealand government is not quite as thrilled about this, as it has generously granted funding to the major project and recently even approved a 5% subsidy. On the other hand, Great Britain's Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden is of course delighted, as he can now take credit for the thousands of jobs that such a large project brings along to his own country. The first season is scheduled to be released on Amazon Prime on September 2nd, 2022. So what do you guys think of Amazon's decision? Would a local change of scenery do the franchise any good, or do you think New Zealand's rich landscape cannot be replicated in the UK? Feel free to let us know your opinion in the comments. After the first 3 Hotel Transylvania movies grossed a total of more than $1.3 billion at the global box office, fans are now eagerly awaiting the release of Hotel Transylvania Transformania. It has now been announced that the 4th and final installment will not be released in movie theaters as planned. Instead, it will be available exclusively on Amazon Prime Video. As Variety reports, the deal is worth $100 million and is intended to prevent a potentially underwhelming theatrical release. Further, it is said that they do not want to bring the family movie to cinemas for fear that the circulating Delta variant and the lack of vaccination for children under 12 years old might not bring the most important target audience to the big screen. Regardless, the rights for the later home theater, television, and the Chinese market remain with Sony. Anyhow, the scary comedy will appear on Amazon Prime on October 1st, 2021. Further news from Sony concerns the upcoming Venom Let There Be Carnage. The much-anticipated blockbuster will be released in theaters, yet unfortunately, the film's release has once again been delayed. Luckily, it's a matter of only a few weeks, but fans will nonetheless have to say farewell to the September release. The action around Venom and his nasty adversary Carnage will then be released in US movie theaters on October 15th, 2021 as things stand.